So, I wanted to talk today about a very, very sensitive subject that women endure all the time and most likely are silent about. I'm talking about pregnancy struggles. I wanted to talk about as a woman that's going through pregnancy struggles in my 40s. Um, I do have a biological teenage child, so I have had a live birth before. But we always hear the stories about women getting pregnant and having kids. We never hear the stories about the miscarriages. We never hear the stories about the struggles, the mental and emotional struggles on you to have children. And it could be even bigger when you are forming a polygamous family because there's other wives that are going to come in. They're going to be having children as well by, you all having the same husband. And we saw great strife in that in the Bible when, one wife could conceive, the other one couldn't, or it took her a long time and just the mental strife and not being able to give your man, your husband a child. It can hurt, especially when you want to. It's a whole different ball game when you're just out here and you guys are just whatever, we have a kid, we don't, it's nothing. But when it's actually something you desire and you're actually trying to build your family and you're having losses, it can be very, very devastating. And also because within those losses, you have to continue to build your polygamous family. You can't ask him to stop being polygamous and, stop building the family because you're going through struggles within yourself. Because when there's multiple wives, one wife and her pregnancy struggles are her pregnancy struggles. Yes, the family supports her, but it's her pregnancy struggles that, she has to deal with. She has to be able to carry that child. She has to be able to make that child. And it takes a lot of mental strength to deal with that. So, first, I had to understand that unfortunately, this is a part of the process. It can be. It's great when you never miscarry. It's great when you never have a hard time conceiving. It's an amazing thing. But it can also happen as well that you do lose a child in early pregnancy. It can happen as well that you're not conceiving like you want to. It can happen. And it is very emotional when you want to give your husband or man a child. It's very emotional. But I also have to understand that if this is what you want to do, it is part of the process. It's not always the perfect road. It can come with losses. Some women have 4 miscarriages before they have a child. And miscarriages are very painful. It's very painful to go through a miscarriage. It's very painful to go through all those symptoms and everything that your body had to physically go through, and you don't end up with a child. You have to start all over again and endure that all over again with a man that doesn't understand, because he could never understand what you're dealing with. And then also because he's polygamous, he's going to continue to look for another wife to join the family because he's polygamous, which doesn't make him wrong. It's what he's supposed to do. Just like once you have, say 2 wives, because one wife is struggling with pregnancy, he can't not love his other wife, or you can't not love her either, right? Because we're romantic wives. And so I had to deal with that internally myself, because sometimes I would be having anger towards him that I shouldn't have, because we are building a certain type of family. And he's here for me, he supports me. But it is mentally and emotionally draining to go through so much physically to not end up with your result and to keep having to try. But then also because you're trying in secret, your family doesn't know. Your family doesn't know. All they're going to see is when you're holding that beautiful baby, when you're 6-7 months pregnant and you're announcing your pregnancy. They don't see that could have been the 4th pregnancy and you just had 3 previous miscarriages and you went to the hospital and you had to have surgeries and painful nights and tears. They didn't see any of that. All they saw was, come to my baby shower. You're 7 months pregnant. That's all they saw. Oh my God, oh, that's so great that God bless you. But they didn't see what you went through to get that baby. They didn't see it. They didn't see the journey. And also, you having to keep your emotions in check because you are in a polygamous family, and you have to understand that you're in a different type of family. So it can be difficult, not only in society, because society makes a woman feel so horrible when she can't give her man a child. So horrible. Like, is something wrong with you? You can't. You can't give your man a child. When it's not our decision when we give our man a child, it's God's decision when that baby comes. We can try all day long. We could do everything under the sun. It is God's decision when that child comes. So you could be like, wow, why don't you guys have a child yet? Not realizing she could have had 5 miscarriages and she's still trying. And you just said, why y'all didn't have a child yet? Not even knowing that she's been trying. She's been trying to give her husband a child, but she keeps losing the baby. Now, just because you lose the baby doesn't mean you won't ever have one, but it's the mental and physical drainage that you must go through in order to get to your child. So I just wanted to say, if you're going through this, you're not alone. It is hard, but it's worth it to know, like, if we just keep going, we don't give up, that one day we are going to hold our beautiful children in our hand. And it's hard because your husband could never understand the pain that you endure. All he's is trying to do is stay by your side, but you're actually enduring the pain. You're actually in the hospital. You're actually going through the surgeries. You're actually having to watch all this blood come out of your body, gushing out of your body, and you feeling all this cramps and pain. He's not dealing with any of that. And you having to imagine mentally going through this all over again. The nausea all over again. The sleepless nights all over again. The tender breasts all over again. Hoping and praying your baby sticks and that you have a healthy pregnancy. Hoping and praying. All along in this type of family, still being by his side to help build a polygamous family. And not only that, this is someone that you love to, you have to, you would love too. So, you have to understand that as, one of the wives in the family, this is my struggle. I'm still to love her. I'm still to support her. Or if there's support them, support him in building this family. And also just asking for that support in the struggles that I'm going through. But just know you're not alone. You're not alone. And especially being a woman in my 40s, like, society is very mean. The doctors are very mean. Oh, you should be happy. You could just even get pregnant. Very, very mean to you. Don't make you feel good at all. Make it feel like it's a hopeless job. Like you're just wasting your time. Like you're just going to go through a lot. And then you watch women around you get pregnant your age. And it's very, very heartbreaking sometimes. But this is when you just have to be as close to God as you can and understand that God is in control. And as hard as it is to give him that type of control, you have to do it for your sanity, and you have to do it to continue to get to the finish line, which is what you want, which is your beautiful children. And to also give you the heart to love the other children that are coming into the family, no matter the order, no matter whether it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Michael Jackson was what, the 4th or 5th child? He was Michael Jackson. He wasn't the first. He wasn't the firstborn. He was Michael Jackson. We wouldn't even know the Jacksons if it wasn't for Michael Jackson. Janet wasn't the first either. So it doesn't depend on the order. It depends on the love that you give every child that is in that family. And continue to pray to God to bless your womb. And to continue to give you the heart to love your husband. And to continue to support him in building the polygamous family. And ask him to continue to give you the heart to love the women, to date, and to give them as much love while you're going through your struggles of having children yourself. And we must support each other in this. And we must know that we're not alone.